This time on Irate Garage, we're going to solve the mystery of why my diff cover is leaking on this truck. It is a never-ending saga with this truck. So as you can see, my diff cover has been leaking from in this area. Now, I don't have RTV on this cover, I just have a gasket, and it's been fine. And initially I thought that I had a fuel leak up here at one point and I quit using the tank, but it was dripping right on top of the diff. And I thought that maybe that diesel had eaten away at that gasket in there. However, upon further inspection, I have discovered that this little guy, which is goes on the end of the vent tube, is plugged. And I wonder if this actually created pressure in the differential to blow out that gasket. And I can actually, even though all the bolts are tight, I can feel that there's, I can feel the air coming out of that diff cover. See? So, one of the things we need to do is clean this guy. I guess I'm thankful the gasket blew out instead of one of the axle seals or the pinion seal. So I'm gonna go ahead and buzz this thing off. One thing to be mindful if you're doing this yourself, which I assume you would be if you're watching a video on somebody doing it, this is your axle information tag. You want to not lose that. So I'm going to go ahead and buzz that off now. And set it aside. I'm going to leave probably this bolt in there to hold the cover on. There we go. Ouch, hit your head. Gotta do that at least once. There we go. Leave it in there. Now, if you have like sealant on here, which is what I'm going to put on, you'll probably have to fight and pry this. But since this is just a gasket, it should just come right off. Look at that. Oh, it would appear that we have lost a fair bit of gear oil. I meant to check the level, and I clearly did not. That did not drop nearly as much as I expected it to. Apparently I leaked more than I thought I did. There we go. Let's get to cleaning things up. Well, here we are at the Ford factory workbench. And one thing we want to look at is this guy right here. It is a magnet. And what we want to do is make sure there's no big chunks. And you just want to clean, clean, clean. go. I like it. That's good enough. Now I'm gonna swap out my big old drain pan here for this guy. Give me a little more room to work. And we're just gonna come along and we're gonna scrape this off. Looks like we got a little bit of buildup on the top of the differential here. Oops. Probably should have cleaned that first. There's kind of like a little, I don't know what you call it, like a little pocket here. 3/8 of an inch deep. So we're gonna stick a rag in there. Displace that fluid out of that pocket. Otherwise it'll just sit here and drip, 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 drip. And it'll make it so that your gasket sealer won't actually seal up. Oops, hi doggies. My doggies are here. That's a good spot to look and see if you got any chunks. I'm gonna do a quick clean on the surface here. Run out of battery. You want to check, make sure this vent isn't plugged. I just got an old welding rod here. There we go, that's what you want. There's a couple little pockets off to the side too. Now we want to watch, make sure there's no more dripping down here. I'm going to go ahead, soak a rag, some brake cleaner. I'm just going to go over it one more time. I'm using Permatex Ultra Black because why not? I don't have to put a whole bunch on there, just enough to get the job done. I'll admit it's a little more difficult under the truck like this. What do you do? It must admit, am I happy with that right there? A little more right here. Teeny weeny little bit. Permatex says you want to put it on right away when it's wet. That's what we're going to do. We get a bolt ready. Just like that. There we go. You just want to snug them up. So I just run it till I feel it bottom out. Whoops. Don't do that. Edit that out. See how it squooshes out of there? Oh, I screwed up, actually. We gotta take you off. Can't forget your tab. I just want to go around by hand and feel everything. I did not clean the back side of the pan. Bad me. All right, just snugged up. You let it sit for an hour and we'll come back and we'll actually torque it down. Good time to clean this guy out. That welding rod. There we go. All right, I blew it out with some air and now it looks pretty clean. Blows through nice and easy. Put it back on its hose. Not if it matters which way. Looks like it goes on that way today. All right, perfect. I'll slip that back on the truck. It's been an hour and now I'm gonna come out here and torque this down. I believe this spec is 25 foot-pounds. And I'm just gonna go around and alternate here. I'll give it a day or two to set up and then we will add the new diff oil to it. Welcome to tomorrow. I've given the cover a chance to dry up and it feels good. Now we're gonna come in here and we're gonna fill her back up. Now if you haven't actually done this, remove this plug, it's probably a good idea to make sure you can before you actually tear it all apart. If you look, these are magnetic. Good idea to check, make sure ain't no big chunks. Little fuzzes to be expected. I'm gonna put in some 90 weight full synthetic. Again, this has a limited slip in it, so you need to have a additive. Either you need to add that yourself or buy fluid that already has it in it. Try out the squeeze bottle. I haven't used these before, so see how they work. Well, so far I can honestly say that is pretty slick. As long as you can get it all out. It's like toothpaste, right? You gotta get that last little bit out of the tube. All right, that worked pretty good. Oh yeah, that's just good stuff right there. Hi, dog. Love you too, dog. Is anybody else having fun? I'm having fun. I think we're actually full now. See how it's running out of the hole actively? That's when you know you're full. All right, now I've added not quite 4 quarts. I'd say about 3.5. So I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but you see all those little spots and the dust where it's like speckled. That's how I knew, kind of how I knew I had a problem. So I'm going to wipe all this off. Don't do this if you care about it, I guess. This truck's beauty contest days are long since over. And really, I don't care so much about the oil on it from a cosmetic standpoint, because, I mean, hello, look at the truck. But what I'm trying to do is make it easier to tell if I have fixed the problem. So now I'll run it around and see if it kicks any oil up behind the truck. I'll throw a tray underneath it to catch it and see if anything's leaking. So far it's looking pretty good, but I really won't know until it gets warm. Ooh, puppy. Where's my puppy? Where's my puppy full of puppies? Oh, you're pretty. Oh, you're pretty. Oh, you're pretty. Yeah. It's a pretty. The mama dog. And we're back. The dogs are happy. We're gonna look for any new spots. Looks dry. Or at least as dry as it was when I left. Oh. Yeah. So the back of the truck looks pretty dry. I'm going to throw that tray under it and keep an eye on it. Make sure it doesn't leak anything overnight. Well, provided that doesn't leak, I call it good for this one here. What's next for this truck? Probably a thermostat. Unfortunately, it feels like I need to look at the front brakes. They're feeling a little weak. And you'll see that on future episodes here on Irate Garage. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. Till next time, guys, be safe. And I'll see you later. Poor old truck. She keeps fighting.